Hello there, I'm Gary Dorman from Gary Lee Panel Craft. Today we're going to be showing you different aspects of paintwork to car bodies. Right, now we're going to do removing a scratch from a car body. We have a BMW here, which has got some real nasty scratches on it. First of all, remove the badges. 6 and the 3 I've already removed. If you don't remove things around the side, for starters, they're going to get in your way, but more to the point, you don't want to be scratching everything around it, and to have a nice clear canvas makes the job a lot easier. For metalwork, I'm using an 80 grit, which is quite coarse, and I'll have to go down to other grades, but this will just rip the scratch out, take it back to bare metal, and these have to be taken back to bare metal. If you don't take them back to bare metal, those scratches will come back. You may prime them up and they might be fine, but when you spray, that line, I will guarantee, will come back again. So you have to bare metal them each and every time. The rubbing down papers that we use, all depends on what you're doing. If you want to rip something apart, take it back to bare metal, you go as coarse as 40 grit. Use 40 grit if you want to rip a load of paint off and take it right back to bare metal, and then you go through the stages. For most scratches we use an 80 on them. On bumpers we use a 180 and then go finer from there. But you need to finish off round about the 400 mark, because if you don't, when you prime it, it all looks fine. When you spray it, all the little scratch marks will come back. So you need to go finer, finer, finer throughout the whole process. Anything bodywork that you're doing, always go to the finer grades. And to finish off, before you prime up, you need to be looking at around about the 400 grits to get a nice finish, and so you don't get no nasty edges that will come back to haunt you later on. Using Millbiter sander, otherwise known as a DA. As I said in previous ones, this one's an air unit, which you need quite a powerful compressor. You can buy them electric, and the electric ones are around about the 80 to £100 in English money, which do the job. If you do a lot of DIY, it's a worthwhile thing to invest in. You just do a little bit here and there, you'll be fine just using a block. But if you've got lots of scratches, it makes life a lot easier. As I'm rubbing down with the machine, you can see the scratch slowly but surely disappearing. Take your time over it, don't try and rush it. Be very aware of where you're rubbing and where you're not rubbing, so you don't start scratching loads of things around the vehicle that don't need to be scratched. The other alternative to using the machine is to use a block. So I have one here. The trouble with this is trying to cut it back without making too much mess. I've got it not flat, slightly on the side, but even so it's still very hard because the contour of the panel goes that way, and I'm trying to rub a scratch which is going upwards there. I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on there to pull the paintwork off and to get the scratch totally removed. Right. I won't worry about the rest of it. I'll now go into a finer paper. That finer paper is a 180. I'm supporting the bumper in the air because it's at a better position for me, and plus I can rub down here without worrying about catching the bumper or the back lights. Always feel it with your hands. If it feels smooth by rubbing down the tips of your fingers, then you've got it sprayed by rights, it should all be fine. Now the other alternative way with a block. You see the way that I've feathered the colour out from the undercoat to the primer to the base coat. It's got a nice area there, so I have a nice wide area. But when I'm doing it with a block, it's a lot closer. So you've got to try and pull that out. The last thing you want is to have a little ridge there. That when you spray, you will see that little ridge. So you've always got to make sure you feather your paintwork out. This has never been sprayed before, so this one's fairly easy. If it's been sprayed 2 or 3 times before, there'll be a lot of build up there. You've got to feather that build work out, otherwise you will lose your scratch, but you'll see a lot of wobbly lines where it hasn't been, paintwork hasn't been feathered out enough. From there, so we've done it with the 80, we've done it with the 180, and now we're going to go to the finer paper, to the 400, rub down the surrounding areas, taking the 180 scratch marks out, and taking the shine off the rest of the paint. Because if you prime up an area on the shiny paint, it will come off. Sooner or later, it will come off. As you can see, no shiny bits, all rubbed down, no scratches. This area now is ready to be masked up and primed. That is how you remove scratches with car bodywork. Hope what we've explained to you today has come in useful. If there's any other problems, you can check out our website or give us a phone call, and we'll be glad to help you out.